The Blue Biosites platform provides a space for uploading, analyzing, and sharing environmental information, including applications. After accessing the platform, various applications are available, including the EcoSensitivity tool. To review the manuals, you can select Guides. After familiarizing yourself with the manuals, return to the main website and launch the EcoSensitivity tool. Once the interface loads, close the introductory splash screen. In the top left corner, open the Shared Tools drop-down menu. Select Accidental Damage and Spill Assessment Model, ADSAM, to launch the tool. Explore the ADSAM interface and review the input fields related to accident parameters, environmental conditions, and ice properties. At this stage, the ADSAM tool is used to estimate the oil spill characteristics, such as spill volume and release rate, especially when the exact spill data is not available. Using vessel parameters and scenario inputs, the model can generate realistic estimates of the spill. These results are then used in Smart Response Web, where the oil spill drift and spread are simulated. Further analysis can be carried out in PlanWise 4 Blue, where cumulative environmental impacts are assessed together with other human pressures. When you open the Struck Ship tab, you can search for a vessel to use in your scenario. If needed, you can return to the Smart Response Web interface and use the embedded marine traffic tool to identify suitable vessels based on real-time data. Switch to the map view and select vessel icons, such as a Nafi Warrior, to examine their real-time positions and characteristics. Return to the ADSAM interface and search for a vessel, for example a Nafi Warrior. Select the vessel from the list so that the system automatically populates the parameters. Then select the appropriate cargo type for your scenario, and adjust other parameters if needed. Once all parameters are configured, click the Run Model button to start the simulation. After the simulation is complete, review the results. The interface will display a vessel diagram along with calculated oil spill characteristics. The total oil spilled value will be used later in Smart Response Web. After reviewing the results, you can return to the Smart Response Web interface and use this information for further analysis and decision-making. Close the splash screen to access the EcoSensitivity tool interface. Now, take a moment to navigate through the main map interface. In the sidebar, locate the Oil Spill Simulation tool and select it to begin setting up your simulation. Click on the map to define the spill location. At this stage, you can either create a new workspace or add a new case to an existing one. Both options will be available later in the PlanWise 4 Blue application. Next, open the Calendar feature. Here, you can specify the date and time for when the simulation should begin. From the drop-down menu, select an appropriate oil substance for your scenario, for example gasoline or another relevant type. You may also explore different substance categories if needed, including floating objects and various oil classes available for modeling. Now, enter a suitable discharge amount, for example, 2,500 tons, depending on your scenario. Once ready, proceed to run the model. Allow the simulation to process. This may take a few moments. Once completed, a confirmation message will appear. Click OK to continue. Close the Parameters window. Then move to the Workspaces tab and select the simulation you just created. To visualize the oil spill footprint on the map, press the corresponding button on the top right side. To enrich your analysis, enable additional map layers such as the Biological Sensitivity Index, Estonian shore classes and others. Next, open the Monitors panel. Expand the sections for environment, oil state, and ecology to access more detailed information. You can now query the Biological Sensitivity Index. This will display a legend and visualize sensitivity levels under the oil spill footprint. Similarly, query the shore classes layer to view coastal classifications and related legend information. Switch to the Marine Traffic tab to explore real-time vessel positions. You can click on any vessel to see more detailed information. Return to the main menu and open the PlanWise 4 Blue tool to continue with a cumulative effects assessment. Select a workspace from the list to begin the assessment process. Navigate to the Extent tab and open the editor. Draw a custom polygon to define your study area. Wait briefly while the system processes and saves the extent. Then click the Finish Editing button to confirm the changes. Once confirmed, you can proceed. Go to the Human Pressures tab. Select relevant pressures such as oil accidents, shipping, or trawling, depending on your scenario. To proceed, copy existing data to configure your assessment scenario by clicking Copy Existing. Then proceed to build the required pressure combinations. Move to the Nature Values tab. Expand relevant categories, for example birds, and select appropriate components such as benthos feeders. Continue by selecting additional nature values, such as fish species, based on your analysis needs. You may also include mammal species if relevant. Once finished, save your selection. Run the cumulative effects assessment model. Please wait while the system generates the results. Once the results are available, review the results table. Here you can explore both summary and detailed information. Finally, use the result map to compare different impact layers by selecting various activities and species. When different map selections are shown, the left panel shows the initial values, while the right panel shows the expected values under the oil spill scenario.